Hello friends, Namaste. Very wonderful you're joining in again. And I see already in the chat, in the comments, so many nice words of people from all over the world joining in, and that's really wonderful, really fantastic. Because together in a way we help to make this world a bit of a brighter place by making your life shine, by making you kind of shine with positive vibes, with good vibes, with joy, with wisdom, with knowledge. You add some joy, wisdom, knowledge into this world. You add some light of your soul to let it shine into this world, basically, right? So very wonderful that you're joining in. Thank you. Now, in this session, it will be about are you a special soul? And in a way, it is good to understand, like, okay, what is then a soul? And when is a soul special, right? And this is something which the whole tradition of yoga, of qigong, and many other spiritual practices is all about, to get to know in essence what you are. Because in essence we are all connected to a source of life, a source of energy, a divine source, the spark of light, God, basically, right? However, when we go through life, we get sometimes so identified with a false identification, basically, with basically the shells which go around, the sheets that go around the source of your being. So one can say, well, I'm very much identified with, for example, the body that you have. You're just flesh and bones, and this body, yes, this is what I am. I have my animal instinct. I desire certain things. I want to survive, and sometimes I feel happiness, sometimes I feel unhappiness, and that's the way my life is. And I have to protect this body at all costs, because this is all I am. And sometimes people are just identified with that. However, as I mentioned, and I'll go to that a little bit later on, at the source there is something much deeper, beyond physical space and beyond time, right? That you are in essence, the spark of light. Now, sometimes people, like I mentioned, are just identified with the physical aspect of our being, and maybe even becoming identified with all the things that they possess in their life, so that they identify very much with the car that they have. I drive a Volvo, or I drive a Volkswagen, and that's my identity. Or I wear a certain type of watch, or I like certain brands of clothes, and that's my identity. Or you get so identified with the work that you do, or the types of friends that you have, or the nationality where you live in, and you feel very much attached to that. And I am Dutch, or I am Chinese, or Indian, or American, and that's all that one feels is what they are, and that's what makes them, and they need to protect it at all costs, and they become very defensive and proud even of it. Now, there's nothing wrong about being a bit proud about your identity, but sometimes we can lose the, let's say, the acceptance of others, and by thinking that you are the only the best one, for example. So people can get very identified with their possessions and their statuses, because they feel that's what makes what they are. So if somebody, for instance, breaks a possession of them, or and in this life that will happen, you will lose your possession when you die, or when something happens, and they start to feel so much pain, they start to feel so much suffering, because all they identify with is their possessions and their statuses, or they lose their job or something like that, and that's all changing, and they have to sometimes maybe let that go also. But then, because they're so identified with just that, that brings so much suffering, because they still don't know what they are in essence, something unchangeable. Now, we can go a bit deeper, and that's what we do, for example, in meditation, or in other traditions, in prayer, for example, or in getting to really start to feel and think about something greater than ourselves, a God, a creation, or being in nature, for example. And you start to forget a little bit about all these sheets, all these layers that make up your idea of identity. And you start to become more aware, like, hey, everything around me is growing, everything is constantly changing. There's a whole universe, a whole cosmos, which is basically alive, of creation. And that life, that spark of creation, which is in the plants, which is around everywhere and in everything, it's that spark of life, of creation, that's also the spark of light, which makes us alive. So when we become more aware of the deeper layers of ourselves, we recognize, like, I'm experiencing my body, and it comes alive and it passes away again, but it's part of something greater than myself. And you become also more aware that you are aware of the fact that you have a body, right? So what is that part that is aware? We become then more aware, like, I'm also, for a part, this sheet, this layer, my ideas, my thoughts, my preferences, my likes, my dislikes, that's what I also am. However, that's still not in essence you, because those desires, they also change, and they are sometimes not met with in your life, and that also brings suffering, right? But then through meditation, for example, we recognize, like, I'm having thoughts. Thoughts are coming usually in the form of a visualization or a talking in a language in your head, but there's also something listening, and that is that consciousness which is listening. So in meditation we become very, I hear the chattering of my mind, blah 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 blah, so much chattering, liking, disliking, judgment about myself, my future, my past, thinking nice ideas, but there's also something which is listening. And like that we go to a deeper layer of the self, and we recognize that we can create on a deeper level a state of complete acceptance, inner peace, that space of consciousness, that source of your being, that light which is basically in everyone, the spark of light of your soul. It's like a small fraction of the complete consciousness of this whole creation, of God, that small fraction of consciousness which makes up your self, basically, your true self with a capital S, right? So some of you might have experienced that in some parts of their life, even if life doesn't really go the way they want, or they sit in meditation, or they're just being alive, or they are in nature, or wherever they are, suddenly that feeling of that you belong to something greater than yourself, that you are part of something greater than yourself, that everything that happens is supposed to happen that way, that you feel like, it's all right. Even if it's not all right, it's all right because it happens the way it happens, right? And that is the recognition, the connection, that you feel like, what is your true self? Not the layers of identification that you feel, this is me, this is me, this is me, but a complete loss of identification, that I'm not this, I'm not this, I'm not this. At the essence, you are that. You are with a capital A, right? And that pure being, that pure to be, the pure R with a capital A, that is your essence, your soul, which is connected with the source, basically, right? So this is something that I hopefully can be able to help people to guide to going to that state of awareness, to become able to recognize that on a deeper level they are a spirit of light, a soul. So once we can connect with that state of inner peace, that's where the source of your true creation can come from, that you can start to breathe into all the other layers of your being a sense of it's all right, a sense of peace, a sense of feeling that you are connected with something greater than yourself. And in that way you can start to change and manifest so many beautiful things in your life, and you can start to really create on a deeper level and form your life in many ways, right? You start to be able to tap into the source of your creation and create things in your life, right? Now, there are many different techniques to be able to do this, and one very wonderful technique is, for example, this breathing techniques that I try to share with you, the meditation techniques. But on the other hand, also by, and this is something very important, by not living life just for yourself, not just living life for those sheets, those layers which are around your true source. So not just living life to get more wealth, to get a nicer car, to get a nicer house if you identify so much with that, or to make your body really strong and fit and look at me, because then it's still that ego. But to go to that source and feeling that you are actually connected with everything, the nature, the whole life that is on this planet, the other people, that you want to start to serve other people, make this life a bit more beautiful, help other people to live a more peaceful and nice life, right? And to take care also, of course, of your own body in a healthy way, to live in peace and harmony. And when you can start to live from that, that will give you so much satisfaction, much more satisfaction than just becoming wealthy and fit and strong. Because this wealth, this fitness, this strength will pass away in about, let's say 100 years from now, when all of us that are watching now are probably not in this physical form anymore, and it will bring so much suffering otherwise. Once you can connect with that sense of the essence, which is beyond space and time, you can start to feel like, hey, it's all right. Maybe you lose this body, maybe you lose all your possession, but the spirit, it moves on in different ways, right? So the question then, are you a special soul? Everybody is a special soul. The soul is, like I mentioned, the spark of the fire, the spark of the fire of the source, of God, of creation. And that little spark is what you truly are in essence. But the question is, when will you become special? When you start to recognize, like, hey, I am that. I have that great power of life, of creation within. In a way, we are all part of a great fire of creation which is burning, a great spark. In a way, we are all children of the great source of life. We are all sons and daughters of the great spirit of the life essence, right? So when you become able like that, if you are children of God, of the King of creation, then you know you are a son and daughter, you are a prince, and you can start to live like that. And you're not gonna live like a beggar, trying to find a bit of happiness when somebody says how nice you look, or a bit of happiness when somebody says, oh, you have so much good possessions, you are the richest or the strongest or the best. No, you don't go through life being a beggar, basically. No matter how rich you are, to find moments of happiness, you go through life as recognizing like you are already so rich within, because you are sons and daughters of creation, of God. Okay, so this is something that through doing all these techniques that I hope to teach you, you can start to really recognize, making it a reality, and not just a nice idea, a beautiful idea that you read somewhere or hear me say, but that you can really start to feel it, to recognizing it and live it in a way, right? Good. So you are all special souls. The question is, can you realize it? Can you feel it? Can you become really aware of that? And that is a little bit of a process. And in, for example, yoga and qigong and many other wonderful traditions, and even spiritual religions, if lived in at the essence in purity, it can bring you to that state of recognizing that you are a child of this living universe. And some have done that before, right? The wonderful saints that we have in many different traditions, the Buddha, Jesus, many people that lived their life that so much in a way that they became aware, like, okay, I am a child of this living universe, and starting to live in that way, starting to shine in that way. The thing is, though, that it's up to you. It's not just a belief in your mind, it starts to live that way. Like I mentioned, it's not just reading about it and having it in your mind, but you have to live it, you have to feel it. And hopefully with some of these wonderful techniques, every now and again you can make a connection and feel like, hey, yeah, wonderful, I feel it, I feel it, I feel it. This I am, this pure being within. All right. Good, friends. So let's do a couple of nice breathing techniques which will help you get in that sense. And one very important thing is, and that's something that I try to teach also in those courses, and I would highly recommend checking them out. For instance, the Essentials course or the Breath is Life course that I have on Yogalap website. That if you start to practice the breathing techniques and meditation, sometimes there is some restlessness in your mind or in your physical system, and you have to learn to go through that and recognize, like, okay, I'm sitting, I'm calming my breath, and I feel there's restlessness within, and I want to go somewhere, do something. But that you become able to feel like, okay, that's a layer, that's a sheet around that source of the self. I take some time to let my awareness kind of melt it, just letting it go. I feel a bit of restlessness, that's okay, that's okay. I feel a bit of impatience, I feel a bit of maybe some emotional blockages, it's all right, it's all right. And like that, peeling off those layers of identification, and go to your source. Good. Now, friends, loosen up a bit the body, rotate the shoulders. Let's take a couple of nice deep breaths, roll the neck. Making a bit of space in the body. Wonderful. Okay, now we're gonna do first one very simple technique just to open up the spine a little bit. We're gonna take a nice deep breath in with the hands up. Then we exhale and we turn and twist the spine. And again, we inhale, you can rotate the hands, you take a deep breath in, making some space in the spine, in the body, in the chest. 2 more breaths. In and out. In and out. One more time. A nice deep breath in. Reach with the hands up. You lean from one side to the other, making a bit of space in the sides of your ribs. Good. One more deep breath in, arms up. And then relax with the hands open on the knees. Now, for a moment, just become aware of your state of the body now. With the hands open on the knees, the spine straight. You can sit on a chair or cross-legged or on your knees. It's all good. take a little moment. If you scan through your body, that you feel you are alive, right? There's sensations, because you can feel your face muscles, you can feel your arms, your hands, the chest. And some sensations you will feel are pleasant, others are unpleasant, others you don't feel really if it's pleasant or unpleasant, it's all good. But take some time to, like taking a little step back mentally and say like, I just feel however I feel at this moment. I feel alive, and it's all good, it's okay. You feel as you're sitting also the breathing move. And for some the breathing is a bit fast, others is a bit slow, for some it's deep, for others shallow, some feel some blockages around the diaphragm, around the heart, others feel it's all nice and open. It's all good, friends. Even the judgment you have about certain feelings or sensations, it's all right. You are alive. That's what you will become aware of now, and it's all good. Now we're going to do 2 rounds of this Shakti prakria, a wonderful technique that one of my wonderful teachers told me, Dr. Omanand Guruji from India. It's a wonderful way to start to unblock the whole energetic system, the whole physical body, but also to release energy and to open up the mind and the whole mental energy basically. So if you have some serious heart or brain problems, do it very gentle, very slow. Also if you suffer from psychosis, these kind of things, only very gentle, slow. Otherwise, you do it with full power. We're gonna do first round 30 breaths. You take a deep breath in like this with the hands up, and then we exhale with hands in fists and elbows back. In, up, strongly out. In through the nose, out through the nose. In, out, out. Keep going like this with strong breaths if you feel all right, and no seriousness, it's a playfulness, playing nicely as you do this wonderful breathing technique to unblock, to open up. Keep going with strength, with force, releasing, unblocking more and more. Last 10 breaths. Five more, keep going with a bit of strength. Last deep inhalation, hands up, hands open on the knees as you exhale slowly. And again, feel what is happening in the body. Create a relaxed attitude, just let it happen, it's all good. It's all good. Relax the face. Relax the arms, the hands, creating this openness to let life flow. Whatever way it flows, it's all good. gonna do the second and the last round. A bit longer. But at any time, if you feel it's really enough, then you just stop and feel what is happening. This is the important thing, to be able to become aware, to become consciousness, and just letting life happen for a moment. Right? Take a nice deep breath in, hands up and out, and in and out, and in and out. And breathe with strength if you feel alright. Breathe with power. The stronger, the more you can open up, you can unblock and release this Shakti, this Chitta, this life energy, this consciousness within you. Okay, keep going like this. Keep going more if you feel alright. It's a bit like climbing up a mountain, even if it becomes a bit hard. Walking through the snow, you keep climbing up, and every step, without thinking, you go up more. Last 10 breaths. Use the strength of the breath to release, to open up. 5 more breaths. Keep going. And after your last full inhalation with the hands up, you exhale with the hands open on the knees, and we're going to take some time to just let everything settle. Whatever you feel, whatever sensation, whatever emotion, just let it happen. It's all good. Let everything settle. Calm down your breathing. Keep your face muscles nice and loose. The hands, the fingers relaxed. Creating that sense of openness, like you let life happen. Kind of surrendering for a moment. It's alright, I open up, I let life happen. It's all okay. It's like watching a river flow. You're taking a step back. It's life happening. Let life do its thing. All good. For a moment, choose to create a state of no judging. Even if there's still some judging happening, just choose, okay, I accept it. Not even judging about the judging. Feeling like, oh, okay, I just for a moment let life happen. I open up, I loosen up. the spine. Maybe you can lengthen a little bit. If you want, you take just 2 or 3 calm, bit deeper breaths. Then you slow down your breath. You let go a bit more with each breath out. Creating that sense of real peace, kindness. That light of inner peace, love, unity, all good. Now again, bring your awareness back to the body. Make a little scan. You feel the face. Loosen up. You feel the arms, the hands, the chest, the belly, the heart, the legs. But this time it's like you are observing it from a higher perspective. Like you feel like, I feel my body sitting there. I feel the breath. I can let go with each breath out a bit more. With a sense of kindness, a sense of calmness. Breathe into that body. Oh, good. So for a moment that you are sitting, like you're sitting in a space of good vibes, a space of peace, in the presence of life, of light. And for a moment, being in that space, you can just let the healing happen. You can let the harmonizing happen. You can let the empowerment happen, whatever needs to happen. In that space it will all happen. It's all good. Like you smile with a sense of gratitude. Wonderful life. Wonderful God. Wonderful creation. Thank you. Just let it harmonize. Let it happen. All good. Now if you want, you can either stay completely still or you can move a bit the fingers, you can move the hands, you can move your head or anything, but keeping that same relaxed awareness. And for a couple of times like this, rubbing the hands, making it nice and warm, to bring some good vibes with the hands. You place a hand on the heart and a hand on the belly. And you make a little smile to the belly. Like wonderful. Thank you. You breathe from the belly, like like your foundation. You breathe up to the heart, a little smile to the heart of kindness, a smile of acceptance, a smile of forgiveness, a smile of love, like wonderful. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And one more time. Rubbing the hands together, you can place them either in front of your chest or with the thumbs against the forehead. And last time you breathe, a little smile from the belly to the heart, but then also to the forehead, to the third eye center. You breathe a smile to that area. And as you breathe out, it's like you send that state of peace out into your whole body, out into your whole life. Like you breathe a mantra of may all be blessed with peace, with love, with wisdom. That includes your own life. It includes the life of all beings. May all be blessed with peace, with love, with wisdom. May all be blessed. With these hands like they're two washing towels with some good vibes, you go over the face, you go over the head, some kind attention. Over the whole body. Wonderful. Now take some time to enjoy a bit the fruits of your work, right? You've been doing a bit of work now, it's some breathing, it's a little bit of movement, and now take some time to just let it still work in your system, in your physical body, in your mind, in your heart, just relaxing a bit. Just like the cat here is doing nicely in the sunshine, just absorbing some good vibes in the sunshine, right? So hopefully you can do that as well. All right, friends, peace, love, wisdom. Don't forget, you are a very wonderful, special soul. It's a very wonderful, special thing to be alive and to also have a body, to be able to, in a way, become even more aware of your special soul and to make some beautiful things happen in this physical reality, in this life, right? So, all the best. Hello friends, great to see that you're interested in doing this course. In 7 days you can change so much of your habitual patterns and you can learn some essential breathing, movement and meditation techniques that you can apply in your daily life. Whether you're in the office, whether you're in the bus, whether you're on a beautiful beach, everywhere you can apply some of these techniques to connect with the moment, to bring inner peace, joy and connectedness in your life. So enjoy this wonderful course. I wish you peace and blessings. The Life Awareness Essentials course is a complete 7-day training program to master the essential techniques to get empowered, healthy, and live a fulfilled and joyful life. In this course, we have combined the most effective movement, breathing, and meditation methods. And in just 7 days, you will master these techniques to train mind and body and drastically change your habit patterns into more wholesome ones. This course consists of
27 video lectures and mind and body training videos, guided breathing and mind training sessions, 2 brain-enhancing audio sessions for deep relaxation and deep sleep, guidance for a healthy diet and healthy living, daily journaling assignments to get clear what is blocking you in your life to live the life you truly want, and how to realize this and how to create more wholesome habit patterns. A complete mind and body training program to awaken your full potential.